Thank you.
Television Festival. This is your first time here.
Well, I've actually been in Monte Carlo before once, very briefly. A friend had a yacht, and everybody stayed up late the night before pulling into Monte Carlo, except for me, and I got up and walked around on my own, and it was nice. Yeah, it's pretty here.
It almost feels surreal a little bit. Well, tell me what it's been like. I know we are just kicking off the festival, but to be here for this television festival and representing such an incredible show with the History Channel, what has the response been so far for you?
Well, I just you mean from the interviewers
Or just being here, maybe meeting some fans and coming here as part of the festival with your cast?
It's been very pleasant. I came in from the Czech Republic. I own property in the Czech Republic, where I make my own films, and I was just 2 weeks ago completed principal photography on the next film that I've directed, something I've been developing for many years for myself and my father to act in. He and I had never acted together, and he'd been in films like Chinatown and Diamonds Are Forever, so I'm excited about that. My mind's been on that. I was even shooting it while we were shooting Texas Rising. I've been shooting over more than a year and a half now, just in small 10 days productions. I had more than 10 days off at one point while we were shooting Texas Rising, so I was able to come out and do that. But so my mind's been on that. It's still on that. I'm still getting dailies back. I shot on 35 millimeter film, so it's taking some time. A lot of laboratories are going out of business because of everybody's going to digital. But there's some films still being shot. But so I haven't even seen Texas Rising. I saw some of it when I did ADR for it in Los Angeles, and I was very pleased with what I saw. And I'm glad to be here and enjoying it. Because one of the aspects that was fun while shooting it was. I'm often kind of cast as somebody that's like off alone in kind of some mysterious situation, but this I'm playing a military person in the midst of like rousing troops, and we were in Texas or in Durango with a lot of actors that I'd known or worked with or seen around for years, and had a lot of time to sit and talk, and it was fun, a very pleasant aspect to it.
It seemed like there was, for a lot of you too, maybe a little bit of a learning curve. We talked to Christopher McDonald, riding a horse.
Yeah.
Talk to me first, if you can, a little bit about your character, because I know yours is his name, and
yeah.
It's based on a real life.
That's
Ranger.
right. Well, no, Mosley Baker was not a Texas Ranger. Mosley Baker was. In the 1830s, Texas could have gone in several directions. It could have become its own independent country, it could have become a part of Mexico, or it could have become part of the United States. The actual Mosley Baker, from what I understand, wanted Texas to be its own independent country. And Sam Houston, on the other hand, wanted it to be a part of the United States, and but both of them wanted it to not be part of Mexico. So there's certain elements that are collaborative, and there's certain elements that are antagonistic. The way it was written into this script was serving more of an antagonistic element to Sam Houston. I've read different things about the historical Mosley Baker as to what Houston's and his relationship were. Some of it seems to say there's certain compatibility, and certainly some of it says that there was discord as well.
Do you have any kind of favorite memories on set? Some people are laughing about, we had to get to know the horse. You kind of had, there's, like I said, a little bit of a learning curve. What was one of your favorite memories from shooting with this cast, or being?
Well, I just, like I said, in general, just sitting and talking with people was very pleasant. As far as the horses themselves were interesting, because I hadn't been on one since I was a kid, but they were very sensitive and intelligent animals. You could tell that when they knew when, like, action or even rolling camera was starting. They were getting ready, essentially, the way an actor does. I mean, they were either concerned about something or knew they were supposed to do something. It was very interesting. But I had a very enjoyable experience on it as a whole.
So it was the history of it, just a different character that was appealing to you.
Yeah,
History
yeah,
Channel show.
yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, just getting to play somebody that was kind of integrated with a bunch of people. Like I say, I'm often playing characters that are not so integrated. So that it was, and it affects how, if you're playing a less integrated person, on some level that happens. You stay more to yourself or whatever, and because I was playing a more integrated character, I was talking and enjoying everybody. I mean, it isn't even something like the kind of common misnomer of method. It just things naturally happen if you're in scenes that are by yourself or not so much with people. You're of course naturally going to be more in that element. Whereas if you're in scenes with a bunch of people and rousing troops and that kind of thing, it has a different quality to it.
Great show, and it's gotten such a fantastic response. Well,
Good.
I know you've done so many interesting things, but I have to ask you because it is the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Of my favorite movies of all time,
Good.
Back to the Future.
Good.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe the fan response to that still 30 years later?
Yeah.
Coming here, people probably remember you as George McFly in a lot
Sure.
of places.
Yeah.
But what was maybe kind of the most memorable for you, or what do you think about looking 30 years back for that iconic role?
Well, it's always a strange thing for me because I'm very glad to be in the film, and yet at the same time there was a situation that happened where I wasn't in the sequels, and they had taken molds of my face from the original film for the old age makeup, and they put prosthetics onto another actor in order to fool audiences into believing that I was in the film. There was a lawsuit about it because what they did was illegal. And because of my lawsuit, there are rules in the Screen Actors Guild that make it so producers can never do something like that again. So it's a weird thing for me because people, of course, do ask me about it. And I have to talk about that because it's, I need to let people know that it wasn't me, because the purpose of doing it was to fool people into believing that it was me, which is always disturbing. So it's a strange thing for me because I understand that the film itself, the original film, stands on its own, and I'm proud of the work in that. But then I always have to let it be known what happened later on. So it's strange. I wish I could just say, oh yeah, I'm glad I was in the film, which I am glad I was in the film. But I have to kind of temper it with this other thing happened as well. I wish it could just be, oh yes, all of this anniversary stuff. But I have a lot of other anniversaries. It's my 10th anniversary of touring with my own films. I'm a filmmaker as well, and this is my 10th year of touring with my first film, What Is It? I'll be going to Texas right after this, where I'll be showing both What Is It and the sequel to it, It Is Fine, Everything Is Fine. I'll be at the Alamo Drafthouse Theater in Texas, and in Austin, and then in Houston after that. Then I go to Tennessee and Florida. I'm kind of playing in those areas because I figured Texas Rising would have a good amount of viewership in kind of the southern parts of the U.S., particularly, hopefully everywhere.
Very smart. I know they want to take a portrait with you, so just really
Sure.
quickly, for Monaco, what are you most looking forward to this time? Since you've been here before, but at this festival, what are you most excited about, and who are you excited to see?
Well,
here?
I'm just enjoying looking at the ocean out of my. They put me in a nice room that has a nice view of the water, and I'm just enjoying being here. It's very pleasant. Yeah.
I know we're going to see you throughout the week, so I'll be talking to
Good.
you again, I'm sure, on a red carpet, but it was so nice to meet you.
Well, you too. Thank you.
Thanks for
I
talking with us.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Crispin, thank you